everybody. I'm Troy McLean, and welcome to Home Team. This week, we're in Seattle, Washington. Each week, we travel the country looking for the right person and the right house, someone's first house. Home Team buys the house, then brings friends and family together to personalize the place. Everyone lends a hand to help the one they love. Hey, you want to know the coolest thing? It's all a big surprise. Yeah, you guys are here. Usually Home Team helps out first-time homebuyers, but this week we're doing something a little special. We're helping out the Vision House.
We work with homeless families, and homeless families are really no different from your fellow neighbor, the fellow person that you work with, the person that you see at the grocery store.
Vision House started in 1990. We've got 15 families and about 30 children, and then we've got 88 kids in our child care center right now. Home Team came and said, dream about what you want. If we could build you something, what would it be? And so I went to the staff, and they kind of started brainstorming. And
Vision House does a phenomenal job on supplying housing for these young women and their children.
they said, we really need more space for the kids. They didn't have to think very long. They said, we really would love to have more space for the kids.
They need a place to relax. They need a place that they can just go hang out and be a kid. And they didn't have that.
We really wanted to create an atmosphere and a safe space for everyone. It's like a gathering spot is really what we were hoping for. A fun, approachable, safe, colorful, lively gathering spot for both the kids and the moms.
Families come to us from a lot of different circumstances. Homelessness is very multifaceted. Often, again, just a series of events, one after another, where this family has cycled down to homelessness.
I was basically running away from an abusive relationship from California, and I got my kids, packed them up, and got on a Greyhound bus and came to Seattle, and we ended up in a homeless shelter. It was scary, it was frightening. I felt every day like I wanted to go back home. I was frightened for my children, like what are we gonna do? We can't live in a homeless shelter for the rest of our lives. When you get into the shelter system, it's your responsibility to pretty much find a place to go because you know that you only have 6 weeks at the most there. So you have to find a place to transition.
We started with our first home for men up in Lake Stevens, and then we expanded to Maple Valley and Seattle, and then the Renton area. So we've got 4 different complexes right now that we're running.
It's a very holistic approach to working with the residents.
Spirituality, health and physical goals, financial goals, permanent housing. So it encompasses the whole family.
We really work on doing goal setting, and so short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, and the residents set the goals. I mean, so it's really their journey, it's their process, and we just are very honored to be a part of that and walk through them with it.
When I first got here, I didn't think that we actually would live here. I was like, this is some off-site office that they have, and I want to see what the place really looks like. And then they're like, yeah, this is your kitchen, what the kitchen looks like, and the units. And I'm like, you're lying, because they're nice, they're furnished. I mean, they're just great. When my kids first saw it, they were so excited. They ran through the courtyard like, oh my gosh, we're gonna stay here. And
We are able to keep the moms with the children. You know, that's a good thing. Sometimes when she's escaping domestic violence or maybe recovering from drug and alcohol addiction, she might have to be separated from her kids for a while. But at Vision House, we can keep the family together. So that's very significant.
We love our kids, and we really value our kids, and our kids are everything. And often kids get left out. And often kids who are in homeless situations, moms are trying their best to get through the day. They're trying to find shelter, they're trying to find work, they're trying to get money for food. So moms are doing the best they can, and the kids are often not able just to be kids.
A lack of childcare is really a major obstacle for single mothers as they're trying to transition back to permanent housing. If you don't have any place for the kids to go, then you can't get the mom educated and trained and self-sufficient again.
I want to ask you about your budget right now.
Really, our job is to build skills in these folks so when they leave, they don't need us. So they can navigate through life totally successfully and on their own.
We're also working with the kids, so we're providing crisis counseling if they need it. Kids come from just traumatic situations that no child should have to go through.
I think what this add-on will do for the kids here, I think it'll just raise their self-esteem. I think they're gonna have something to be proud of. They're gonna have something to be like, you know what? Being in transition really is not a bad thing.
If you or someone you know would like more information about home ownership or how to be on our show, go to hometeam.com. You may not know this, but most Americans are only 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Homelessness is not a disease, it's a reality. And it only takes 1 or 2 tragic events that can put you in that situation. And that's why the mission of Vision House is so important. We believe at Home Team that everybody deserves to have a home of their own. Truly, Vision House has the same motto that we have. Vision House gives you the tools, gives you the ability to take it to the next step. But the children were missing out. And that's where Home Team and the sponsors decided that we were going to get involved with building a facility, especially for the children.
Home Team called us, told us what they were doing, and we wanted to hear more. They came in the office and we sat down with them and we explained what the idea was behind it, building this children's center. They needed a place for the kids. We thought it was a great cause. So we decided we would participate and spearhead the project for them.
If you look around, this is where we were having our kids play. And yes, it was safe, but we are in a kitchen and in a family room, a living room, and it's kind of hard to contain 30 kids, ages infant up through 17 in this type of area. And so to really love and respect our kids was to give them a space of their own, that they could claim of their own.
The Home Team came and said, dream about what you want.
Vision House can go ahead and cover what you're wanting to see kind of encapsulated in this project.
We were almost kind of afraid to dream.
It was just, oh, we'll have a little play table, maybe a little painting area, art area.
Maybe some push away, some cabinets, and maybe a computer center or something like that.
And I thought, well, that doesn't sound much of a project to me. So it's like, okay, we need to start thinking outside of the box.
She was like, dream. I mean, really dream. What is your total dream for this?
If you were to have a blank check today, what would you do with that?
We said our dream was to have a fabulous space.
It's for children, so it's got to be kind of a homey thing. Because that's what they do here.
Create an environment that just instills inspiration and dreams and just their artistic abilities as well.
It was just so fun to see it evolve from, well, maybe just a few little things like this, but when they were told to really dream about it, then their dream just got bigger and bigger.
Are you talking a 1-story structure, a 2-story structure?
Well, we're thinking the older kids, if they had an upper level, 2nd story, and then the younger kids might have a 1st-story level where they can just play and do crafts, arts and crafts and things like that.
The staff loves the kids so much, and I could see that they had been dreaming about doing all these wonderful programs with the kids.
It started creating vision within myself, because I thought, okay, if we're talking little kids, you know, that's a lot of punch and a lot of colors that pop.
Fun colors.
Bold colors and bright and vibrant.
That it just keeps the kids going.
We'll just be able to have the kids hang out when it's raining. You know, they'll have a place to just come over and hang out with us and not be bored.
Tell us what you envision with the older children as far as their equipment.
Definitely video games.
Okay.
Probably a homework station also.
Okay.
For them to kind of wind down from their day. And
Just kind of a really kind of retro, hip, funky kind of lounge place for them that they can kind of call their own.
something like ping pong or foosball.
We will combine your dreams. You guys dream big, and we'll put it together. And I think you guys have done a really good job of doing that.
So that was what we started dreaming, and it's coming to fruition.
Schneider Homes came in and they said, you know what, we're gonna volunteer our time. Vendors, where you volunteer your time, will you donate services? And sure enough, all the regular guys that they work with came in and donated, you know, concrete and rebar and the wood and the decking and the paint and the structure and the siding and the trusses and the joists and the lumber and all the different pieces that we needed.
The Vision House, that was probably a little bigger project than we typically would support, and we're very proud to have been part of it, to take the lead, so to speak.
Schneider Homes has been a customer of mine for quite a few years, and they are very involved with the community, and when they approached me about supplying building materials for the Vision House, we were more than happy to accommodate.
Harry Schneider called us up, says, hey, you guys, we have a project that we'd like you to be involved with, and we asked a few questions, and we dove right in. I think it helps your guys out, your employees that come out and see the actual good that is happening by them coming out and helping out.
We've been doing business with Schneider Homes and the Schneider Homes people here locally for better than 8 years. I said, well, we'd like you to participate. So we said, you know what? We'd be happy to take that opportunity and add to the community. As you can see, there's exterior siding on the building. There's also quite a few vinyl windows in the building. So what we did is we obviously manufactured the product, we supplied the product, and then we brought our installed services team out, and we provided the labor also. So we did what we call a full manufacturer turnkey installation of the product.
I got involved with the Vision House through Schneider Homes. He called us up and asked us if we'd be interested in helping out, and well, here we were. We did all the electrical and pre-wired for the phone and the television stuff and some of the data stuff that they wanted. Basically provided power for all the new appliances and trimmed all the light fixtures. And
I think the vendors love it. I think that they really like it. I think people want to give. It makes them feel like, you know what, I'm working for a company that cares about the community, and that feels good to them.
it makes Stevens Electric very proud to be a part of something like this, you know. It was affiliated with a great group of people here, you know, and Schneider Homes and all the vendors and everybody, and it just gives you a good feeling that you've been able to contribute something to the community also.
Anytime you can help somebody and take them off the street and put them in a safe environment, especially the children, you are making them where they can go out and fend for themselves. And anytime you do that, that's wonderful.
The streets of Seattle, fun place to shop and hang out, but not a fun place to live if you're a single mom with children. And that's why Vision House is so important. So you think about these women, well, why are they out on the streets? Imagine this alternative. As dangerous as we think the streets are, they chose the streets because it was a safer situation than what they were in. How important is it to you to have your children safe? Well, that's what a home gives you, is safety. And that's what Vision House gives these women.
What I think home is, it's a place where you do feel safe, where you can be yourself, where you can open up and blossom and grow as a person and as a family.
Vision House is a home. Can't stay here forever, but it's a home, nonetheless.
I had the opportunity to meet a young family, a mother and her son. She comes from another country.
I was a lawyer.
She has a situation that is extremely violent. And because of that, we can't even show her face. And I wish you could see her face, because she's a beautiful, beautiful person. It wasn't because you chose to be in your situation.
Because I didn't choose, never chose to be in this kind of situation. We were living with my husband on the beach, but things happened in life, and domestic violence, so this is a real disease.
So where does Home Team and Vision House and all these sponsors come together? Why is it important to get involved with community in action? Why is it important to pay it forward? And I think that could be answered by the people that helped us out right here. Smart Spaces by Design.
I just saw such an opportunity to give back to these kids that have gone through such traumatic experiences in their lives.
And they do such a fabulous thing here that, you know, I'm glad that our company, Allcat, was able to actually be a part of that.
There's nothing more enjoyable. It's all about the kids. It's all about the kids.
We're building a children's center for the Vision House, and it's going to be a play area. They're going to have an art center downstairs with low cabinets. Upstairs, there's going to have a homework area in the back, and then we have a couple bathrooms. They're going to have a kitchenette up here. Subs have jumped on board right away, just for the kids as well, and as well because they're subcontractors to Schneider Homes.
Oh, I'm glad to help out. It's a good opportunity for me.
Schneider Homes is doing it for a good reason, and their vendors are also doing it for the right reasons. But it's a big difference between Schneider Homes calling them, asking them for support, versus me calling and asking them for support. So it's been a really fun opportunity to see that, how that leverage worked, and what an amazing difference it makes in the community.
To give back to people that may be a little less fortunate based on whatever the situation they have makes me feel real good.
Anything to help somebody get back on their feet so they can be a productive member of community, I think it's great for everybody.
It takes a community to raise children, and I think the more that you are prosperous and your life grows, the more you should be able to return some of that.
You never know in life what life's going to throw at you, and you know, you could be down on your luck, and it's just fantastic that a place can bring in these people and their children and give them support until their life gets more back on track.
All the subcontractors, all the people that were donating products and materials and time, and these men that would come out here and donate their time away from their families, away from their own children, you know, because they knew what the end result was going to be, and I think it shows.
It's just been tremendous, the amount of people that they've gotten to come in and work on this project. And they've all been just wonderfully good-spirited people, and so it's just been a fabulous thing.
Over here is going to be a platform for them to come up and play on, then they can poke their heads, the little kids can poke their heads out through the windows, you know.
So this is all built for kids?
Yeah,
So
100%.
We're looking for good stories about people who are ready to own their first home. If you or someone you know would like to be on our show, apply at hometeam.com. I'm Troy McLean, and welcome to Home Team. This week we're in Seattle, Washington, where we're here to help out the children of Vision House.
Vision House provides a safe, supportive, caring environment.
Home Team called us, told us what they were doing, and we wanted to hear more. So they came in the office and explained what the idea was behind it, building this children's center. We thought it was a great cause.
This new center is going to be so huge. We have so many dreams that we just, can't wait to get in there.
Well, Harry Schneider and Dale had came up and they kind of placed it in front of me and said, here you go.
Schneider Homes has just been wonderful to work with. I think they have probably one of the most outstanding superintendents I've ever had the opportunity to work with.
This is just a general play area. Over here we're gonna have a lowered counter. From here all the way up to the door is gonna be a wall cabinet with cubbies. Over here is going to be a platform for them to come up and play on, then they can poke their heads. The little kids can poke their heads out through the windows,
So
play.
this is all for kids?
Exactly.
It's the whole kid area?
100%, and that's why a lot of the guys are doing it.
Great, great. So what do you got in this corner here?
What we have over here is the advocate office for the vision member to monitor the people, or the kids and the children as they're in here playing.
Oh, this is a nice big room up here. What do you got going up here?
The plan shows a ping pong table and a TV center and stuff like that for the kids to watch TV. We have a kitchenette over here, range, a dishwasher, a double sink, standard cabinet height. The cabinets are going to go from wall to wall.
Now the heater, what type of heater is that they were putting in? Is it something new then, or?
Yeah, it's a new state-of-the-art heater, ventless heater, gas, natural gas, so it's energy efficient.
We're always looking for new products, and it's going to be fun to see that when it's installed and see how it works.
Correct.
Kids are where my heart's at. I'm just a big kid that's never gonna grow up. I hope I'm 92 years old still climbing scaffolding and I'm still volunteering for Vision House. Mary came up with the Under the Ocean theme.
I wanted to make sure that I had a lot of texture and movement and color, just so you wouldn't get bored, that it would just be a happy place.
With the Vision House project, it was so much fun because I basically got to come in and do whatever I wanted to do. And it's also great when you're working in a team of artists because, so much of your ideas play off of them and what they're doing, and then when it comes back, it's this really interesting synthesis of ideas and images that comes out of it.
I'm so sorry. Rescuing a bitch. Little guy. Thank you. There you go. You're the best.
I got the call from Mary Cahill, who is a designer here. So Mary said, let's go with maybe sort of a, interplanetary kind of a whatever theme, and I suggested a few things, and it went quick.
For the kids that live here, they've had to be way too adult for their little lives. And so to create a happy space for them to come to where they get to just be safe and play and get to be kids, you really can't put words to it. The home team experience has been great. Like I say, in the infectious attitude and the excitement of everybody, and people talking about things, and there's a little bit of tears, and then there's laughter.
Hold on. Who is that? Did you do? Come here for 1 second. I want you to do something for me. I want you to do something for me. I want you to just hold on. Right there. I see a resemblance, Mo. Look at that. That is great.
Jordan did it.
Please stop.
I was not expecting it to look so beautiful. I wasn't expecting the murals.
It's like a gathering spot is really what we were hoping for. A fun, approachable, safe, colorful, lively gathering spot for both the kids and the moms.
The reason I use a faux finish in a small space especially is to give it a little more flair. It adds more texture to the space and just a little more dimension. The first step I've done here is I selected a base coat. And the base coat, for me, I typically go with a darker color so that the glaze that I put over it, you can really kind of see it flash through. So the color that I selected was just a silver metallic glaze, and I'm not thinning it down, so I'm just applying it to the wall. And you don't have to be fancy about this, you can just kind of get it on there. The reason I work in smaller areas or sections of the wall is so that the edges don't dry. And then I'll take this stiff bristle brush, and I'll go ahead and just kind of wipe it off and have that, leave that effect on the wall. And so you can see that the base color is flashing through, which is what you're wanting. Anybody can do this at home. See? Isn't that great?
The percentage of the homeless population is predominantly families, and more than half of the homeless population is children. They're the fastest rising group in the homeless population, which is just devastating. By continuing to have, homeless families and homeless children, we are not adding to our society. We are not taking care of our own, and there are repercussions for that. There are multiple reasons why a person or a family becomes homeless, and more often it's of no fault of their own. And so it's such a wonderful opportunity for something like Vision House to have, so they could come and start their life over.
Well, it's been a long time coming, but thanks to Schneider Homes and the 50+ sponsors for joining the home team, they've made the Vision House Children's Center become a reality. And come tomorrow, we're going to see all the children's smiles. Yeah, I think we're going to finish up painting today, and then tomorrow is the big review.
I see you got your work clothes on.
You notice that again?
Yeah.
See, I was going to ask you if is this what the typical construction guy wears?
Well, we don't buy new clothes for each day that we go to work, Troy.
We've been telling them that this is an office expansion, thinking that this was very boring, that they wouldn't, want to be in it. So we've been telling them it's an office expansion, and then we get to surprise them with the space.
You haven't met Mary Kay yet?
No.
Just over